Hi, it's Andrew here, and today I am free to do a sunset observation. It is ridiculously windy here, so I do hope that the audio is coming through okay. No one's here joined me yet. Anyway, I'm going to flip the camera around, and I'm going to show you here that, zoom in a bit, I am in Whyalla, South Australia, and that is the famous donut-shaped pier in Whyalla. And I'm here along the foreshore, not quite where I'd like to be because the wind is pretty strong. But I'm going to do some observations of the sunset, which is going to happen in about 2 or 3 minutes, so I better get to it pretty quickly. And this is all because Flatzoid failed so dismally to get the sunrise yet again in Margate. Now, it's a really terrible place to do this, but I'm trying to get it out of the wind. The sun is over there, you'll have to believe me. But I brought 3 compasses, 3 normal magnetic compasses, my good southern hemisphere compass, my okay northern hemisphere compass, and a cheap one which I don't know which hemisphere it is set to. The sun has just about disappeared, so I'm a little bit pushed for time here, but here is my good compass. Now you might see it's on a metal table, but it's aluminium, and I have already checked that, watch this, it will not. Take it away, put it on the table, there is, whoops, when I get it to the phone it moves, but if I put it, I'm a few inches above the table, if I put it down on the table it doesn't move. Very different to Flatzoid's various objects that he didn't seem to know what they were made of. Now the sun has just disappeared, so I'm going to very, very quickly do this. It's going to be a bit off camera, unfortunately. Hello Conspiracy Music, and Ali, hello there indeed. Nice song again this week, Conspiracy Music. Can you just let me know whether the audio is coming through or it's too windy? I will go to somewhere it's not so windy in a moment. But this is proving a tiny bit difficult to juggle things here. But I've just pointed the compass, my good compass, away from the phone, in the direction of where the sun just set. I'm going to set it down and show that I've got it lined up, and it's showing somewhere around about 240 degrees. Oh good, thanks Conspiracy Music, glad you can hear me. I will go somewhere less windy in a few moments to talk some more. Okay, thank you Barbara. So there we go, set up, it's showing at about, I can't get too close, it's showing at close to 250 degrees. I've got my northern hemisphere compass, again, I'm going to get close there. It's showing 240, but I haven't actually aligned that one too well. And we've got my really cheap one that is, I couldn't tell you whether that was lined up very well, but it's around about 246, 248 degrees. Okay, I'll go somewhere where it's hopefully a little bit less windy. Okay, probably a whole lot less noise here. Right, so that wasn't a good observation because it's a little bit windy and I was a bit rushed. There is a little bit of land in front of where the sun's going down, but not enough to make a huge difference. So I got a reading there, but yeah, I could be a couple of degrees off. Flatzoid doesn't seem to realise that compasses, even good compasses, you might be a couple of degrees off. Electronic compasses in particular can be a problem. I played around with my phone's electronic compass recently, and sometimes you pick it up and it is wrong. Sometimes you pick it up and start it and it's right. The process of calibrating an electronic compass on your phone is you pick it up and you just tilt it around in all sorts of directions and then put it the direction you want it to face, and that gives it a sense of the Earth's magnetic field from all different directions, so it kind of knows, you know, which way it's oriented, the field's oriented, and then you put it down and it gets much better at sensing the right direction. I had sometimes I start the compass up and it'll be about 30 or 40 degrees off, put it through the little tilt process for a few seconds, put it down, and it would yes, thanks Conspiracy Music, yes, he doesn't realise much stuff at all. I'd put the compass down and it would settle down to a heading that agreed with my magnetic compasses. Now, what am I going to, okay, what am I going to talk about now? So I did, again, as usual, use PD's GeoGebra project to make a prediction of the sunrise and sunset angles. Now, those are true angles, not magnetic angles. So his true angle was 241 degrees, which is what time and date also agreed with that. And also the Bureau, not the Bureau, the Bureau of Meteorology in Australia here agreed on the time. It doesn't give the direction. But again, based on the process I used at Margate, the sunset and sunrise times, using the same procedure that I did at Margate, Tasmania a month or so ago, agreed to with time and date, and the Bureau of Meteorology, maybe sometimes a minute out, but again, that's because sometimes I wasn't calculating the exact seconds, so it can go a little bit either side by a minute. But otherwise, Petey's GeoGebra project, fantastic. It's delivered the goods yet again. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is talk about magnetic declination. I have looked up the magnetic declination for this area, but I won't talk about it at the moment because I'm going to do something which is pretty simple, but I'm going to work out the magnetic declination of this area myself. And how I'm going to do it is I'm going to come back tomorrow morning, and if the weather is good, I will get a sunrise direction. And based on that, I can work out what magnetic declination is for this area. Now, maybe you know how to do it, maybe you can guess how to do it. It's actually pretty simple. So magnetic declination is not something really complex. I mean, the way it manifests around the world, around the globe, is kind of complex. There's equations that model it that make it easier rather than just having to look up your location. There's equations that you can use to work it out by just inputting your latitude and longitude. They're fairly complex, but it can be done. But you know, flat earthers seem a little bit confused by magnetic declination, like it's hiding something. It's actually pretty simple. Look, I've asked a few of them to describe what magnetic declination is. I've had very little response out of them for it. It is just the simple difference between the direction of magnetic north and the direction of true north, or you could look at it as magnetic south and true south in your location. It is nothing magical. And it's very easy to work out, and I'm going to attempt to do that tomorrow morning. I'm hoping I'm going to get a reasonably close answer to what is actually known here, but given that I'm just using basic hiking compasses, I might be a couple of degrees out on that, but I'll at least get it in the right ballpark. So unlike Flatsoid, who couldn't seem to show his compass and the sunrise in the same shot, didn't seem to know about the properties of materials that metallic materials that might affect how a compass points. Didn't seem to know about calibrating an electronic compass. Lots and lots of fails there, and I'm just walking out into the wind just to show. Now that was aluminium, no effect on the compass, non-ferrous, but I'm going to come down to here. I'm going to switch the camera around, and here we have what Flatsoid might call concrete. Myself, I call it steel or iron. And if we watch this compass, I'm just going to line it up and put it down and look at how much that moved. Now, if you've seen Flatsoid, when he put his electronic compass down, I'm going to switch back here for a moment. If you saw Flatsoid put his electronic compass, his phone, down on a a rubber-topped, glass-topped table with a frame, and watched it move by 100 degrees. Well, that's exactly what was happening just there when I put that near a huge lump of steel. The magnetic field of the needle of the compass here interacted with the ferrous metal, and it threw it all off. Conspiracy music, but all the chairs were concrete. Yes, I know they were. They were wrought concrete. I don't know, or cast. I don't know what they were. Anyway, that's it. I've got my directions. I can't even remember. It was about 246 or something like that is what I measured there. Now, I don't know how good that is because I haven't actually remembered what the magnetic declination is in the area is. But tomorrow morning, yep, I'm going to do that observation, hopefully come up with some answers. Now, it is like I say, I might be a few degrees out, but Flatsoid was trying to claim 5 degrees out because of his sloppy observation meant the globe was all false. No, it couldn't have possibly been that he doesn't know how to use a compass and nor how to sight across one and show us how he's sighted across. So I'll leave it at that, and hopefully in about, I don't know, 10 hours or so, a little bit under 10 hours, I will be back here to do a live stream. So thanks for a few of you guys for joining in here. I've got 10 at the moment. I've got comments here from N80 Coco, Conspiracy Music, and Baba Ali. Thanks guys for leaving a comment. Okay, well, I'm going to end that now with, I don't know, some button up here. So thank you very much. And